Okay, Shalom Akim. Kohalayim La Yah Bashim Yashah Bashim HaKadosh. Double on Instagrams and apostles and Thadi Yashah for the strength. In order to make this video, this is the part 2 to the other video which I named Faith is Our Strategy During Jacob's Trouble. And Yara Tazar that you edify through this video as well, man. So, it says here, because I ended off in Matthew 19 and 29 last time. So this is Matthew 19 and 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, brethren, sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So, of course, that key point there, because, you know, family will be fearful, so they're going to be persuaded in their own mind to, of course, trust in Esau Edom, man, because they've been programmed to trust in carnality, to trust in physical things, physical evidence, you know, because they're going to be like, okay, Esau's made an offer, all right, you got to take a chip if you want to eat some food, or if you want to be able to pay your bills, or still earn some money, which will be digits anyways, on a chip, you know, in that time. Then that's what Jake gonna know. It's like, okay, they see that it works, they see other people doing it, then they're going to join the multitude to do evil. That's what Jacob is going to do, 2/3 that I'm referring to. So the point is that despite family doing this, we have to stay strong in Yahweh Shem Yashai, enough faith in Yahweh Yahushua. You know, so of course, whatever happens to them for taking the MLTB, then that'll be it, man, because it's the Most High's will, whatever happens. And of course, if they don't, you know, man, you just keep persevering. So, you know, all three Yahweh Shem Yashai, every brother will face their own test. So that's Matthew 19 and 29, because I know that, as I mentioned in the previous video, that during 2020, 2021, actually, 2020, 2021, 2022, you know, that was a time where, you know, the juice put in people's arms was coming out, you know, and people were fearful, man, you know, for this thing that they couldn't see. You know, so Esau was just fear-mongering back there. So how much more right now where the demon's going to come up and they're going to really raise up that fear, man. You know, we might start seeing drastic, well, not might, we will be seeing more drastic things, you know, in the news, you know, to provoke people to take that chip, you know, to eat. You know, basically given to the desires and the needs of the flesh. Esau's going to leverage the needs of people. But of course, all we need is Yahweh Yahushua, man, and all the rest will be fine. You know, as Isaiah 65 verse 13 says, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So we got all these scriptures are to raise up our faith, man. That's the point. We got to remember it in these times. You know, the times where it's like we're walking, we haven't eaten in a few days. Look, Yahushua said, what Yahweh Shem Yahushua said in scriptures, we're going to eat. You gotta have faith, no matter how long that takes. We're gonna eat something, man. It's gonna provide food for us. You know, so you know, when it's not as if we're gonna be caught begging. Yahweh Shem Yashai will provide for us. That's the point. So that was Matthew 19 and 20. Let me get another precept too. Because Jacob, as I said, man, Esau's going to leverage the needs. People want to eat food, okay. We're going to restrict to you, man. And that's how them bringing the famine to come, man. Which I'm not going to read on about as well. It should be in Ezekiel. Famine, pestilence, the sword, which the Most High will use Esau. Yahweh will use Esau as a sword in order to affect Jacob as well, Israelites. You gotta keep that in mind, man. This is Ezekiel 5 and 12. It says here, and the third part of thee shall die, So like Ezekiel 5 verse 12, and the third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and the famine shall be consumed in the midst of thee, and the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. And of course, Esau, Edom, and his military men will be used in that time in order to round up 2/3. And of course, they may just get shit right then and there, man. But of course, Yahweh Hashem Sharatazah, in that time, we have to have faith that He will save us, man. As it says in Job, He will save thee from 6 trouble, yea, and 7. So, you know, whatever amount of troubles that we're going to have to go through, Yaratazah, we're going to be saved from it, man. And He says He will keep us from the hour of temptation. That requires us to have a strong amount of faith in our spirits, man. You know, to have a strong mindset in that time as well. And that's through Yahushua strengthening us. Now let's see something. Yeah, it says a third part of thee shall die of pestilence, and with famine that shall be consumed in the midst of thee. So pestilence, that's talk about sicknesses, man. We had a pestilence in 2020. You know, they got bioweapons right now anyway, so they can spray some stuff in the air, people inhale it, and then, you know, stuff can already happen, man. And of course, they're going to say, okay, from that, you need to go take the MOTB, you know, to be able to track certain metrics within the body, you know, to see if you got that disease or not. You know, whatever Esau's next mixtape is going to be, which the Mpox is looking like what is looking like the next one so far. You know, and that's going to be visible as well, man. You know, that's when you got I don't know, something like pimples, not pimples, but you got basically like inflammation. It's that chickenpox, but bigger spots, if you get what I mean, like bigger inflamed areas. That's what I was trying to say. Bigger inflamed areas. So that's what the Mpox is. And of course, if you see a whole lot of people there, that's going to be a ramped up level of fear, man. But anyway, so it says pestilence, and with famine, this is Ezekiel 5 and 12, by the way, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. It says third part shall fall by the sword, and that's by Esau, Edom, man. You know, he's going to use his psychological tactics in order to persuade Jake to go into certain areas or to do certain things, really, because psychological prompts are used in order to trigger people to do certain actions, man. You know, kind of like the way you nurture someone in order to influence them in order to do something later on. You know, it's the same way Esau's going to use, speaking of psychological tactics. And by that third part, you know, affected by pestilence and famine, as well as the third part affected by the sword or by the wind, you know, that's talking about really the 2/3 within Israel. So that's split into thirds. Within the 2/3, there are thirds that are going to be affected to different sources of judgment. One for famine, one for pestilence. Well, one for famine and pestilence, the other one for sword, and I think the other one for the wind as well. Well, of course, that's really talking about the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, just to simplify things there. So that's Ezekiel. Let me try to get something in Psalms, a scripture that I need to get in Psalms. And this is what describes Esau's nature, man. Psalms 55 verse 21 says that the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So that's it right there, man. Just because Esau may talk to you in a nice and cuddly and calm way, which is what the phrase, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's what it's talking about. You know, the psychological trick of, you know, speaking calm, you know, to put down a person's mind and to be more approachable. But yet, it says, but war was in his heart. It was in his heart, man, his mind. So clearly, despite Esau, talking calmly, it doesn't mean his intentions are still held tightly within his mind, which is really to persecute Jacob, to persecute Israelites, man. So his intention will still be there, man. He's going to reveal his horns. It says, but war was in his heart, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So it's just like setting a rat trap, and then, you know, you put food there as bait. The bait in this case will be Esau's persuasive tactics, you know, use the news, calm manner of voice, all these psychological means of well, really, yeah, they could be called a means of war as well, man, but war for the mind. Yeah, but rather, as soon as then an Israelite gets too close to Esau, then it's like, okay, the intentions are made known, man. Then, you know, Jake just be dying left, right, center. So that's why that's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man. Because of course Esau has that methodology, well, always has that intention within him to kill Jacob. You know, the origin story of Jacob and Esau, it explains why. So, bro, keep that in mind in these times constantly. Always remember that. Never trust thine enemy. And even Jacob, the world, man, some of them, most I put a spirit within them not to even take it. You know, the juice thing up the arm. You know, so, but each to their own, man. But, you know, in that time, they may be, of course, depending on how Bashim Mashai's will, they may be part of those last 11th hour Israelites, man, where it's like, okay, at the very end, you know, they just come into the truth, they know who they are, and then that's it, man, you know, up in the chariots. So Yahweh's will be done at the end of the day. That's the point. So you never know, man, you never know. You know, when they say expect the unexpected, could be a few surprises here, man. So that was Psalms 55 and 21. So I was gonna get another preset. You now remember. Okay, so Isaiah 47. Let's move that bar, but we know that his latter end is going to be destruction anyway. So that's part of why our faith, our ultimate strategy is faith. You know, during Jacob's trouble. So, because we know at the latter end, even if Esau does, you know, he shows his full potential of his sword, you know, with all the technology that he got, the guns, the weaponry, despite all that, his end is still the same, which is to be destroyed, which will be a diminishment of power to ultimate weakness, man. You know, from a military might to a slave. That's Esau's end. Esau Edom. So this is Isaiah chapter 47 verse 10 to 11. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. Thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. So of course Esau likens himself to be a power, to be a god. You know, as it says in Isaiah 14 verse 14. He wants to be like Yahweh, the Most High, man, which he will never be. You know, he's going to be downtrodden. So, which is why the Most High laughs at him as well. You know, what does it say? I think that's mentioned in Psalms 2 or Psalms 3 or even Psalms 1. But let me continue. So Isaiah 47 verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know hence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And the desolation, great destruction, that's what desolation really refers to, shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So of course Esau Edom's end is to be destroyed. Obadiah as well, 1 verse 18 describes that too, man. So he will be diminished, he will be put down as a stubble, put down to the level of a stubble. And yeah, if we know that this man will fall, why then should we then lose faith? Because we know that he's going to fall eventually, man. Hence why faith is also built up by the scriptures, of which we study, man. In order to essentially this lack of defense. When Esau comes with his fear tactics, we will then remember the precepts, the scriptures, which will then demolish whatever fear tactics that he uses, because we know this is the man that's about to be weakened, and he will be our servants in the kingdom. Quite literally, they're going to go from riches to rags. So just knowing that alone, that's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. The knowledge that Esau will go down, that in itself is a faith booster too, man. We know Yahushua is going to come and intervene for us as well during Jacob's trouble. As I mentioned in Isaiah 65 and 13, my servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry. We're going to eat, we're going to drink. We're going to be safe from whatever troubles that are brought upon us. We're going to endure through it, and we're going to go through the tower of temptation. Yahweh Tazar, we endure to the end, man. As we always say, Yahweh Tazar, because it's of the Father's will, whether we make it or not. But we've got to keep praying to increase our faith and our strength, so that we keep working, and Yahweh does have mercy on us in that time to save us in the hour of temptation. So as I named the video, faith is our ultimate strategy. I think I named it along the lines of, I'm gonna check the title again, but of course something along the lines of faith is our ultimate strategy during Jacob's trouble. So that's what's required, man, and that's a tool of which is very rare. Imagine 1/3 of Israel out of the whole world, where you got heathens and Esau, Edom, and everyone else. Faith really only belongs to Israelites, man, because they're the ones who got faith in Yahweh, Yahushua, and actual power that exists. All these other nations, they just got toys to deal with, man. They got toys, idols, which, keep them busy, but it's vain. They'll all be demolished as well. So that's another part of the faith too, man, to know that, okay, all the idols of which they're so prideful about will be demolished. Even Israelites who liken themselves to be heathens, they will also be surprised too when the idols of the heathens are dropped and weakened and destroyed ultimately. Try to get one final precept. Let's see. Because we know Esau Edom is going to be a donut case, man. Let me see if I can get Revelation. Oh, actually, wait. So let's see if my final preset was here. Let me just go to thing. See if I can get a Revelation. Hold on. So, okay. Alright, let me read this, Key last precept. So Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So of course, as he said there, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, occupy until I come, do these works, pray unto Yahushua, pray unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Of course, continue going out there in the houses and bowers to preach, studying, of course, applying the precepts as well, which is part of, all this is part of keeping the word of Yahushua's patience. And he says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So Yahushua will help us in that time, man. Yahushua will help us in that time from the hour of temptation. And we've got to have faith and confidence as we do these works. As we do our reasonable service, that it will be fulfilled. So got to keep that in mind, man. So yeah, Shalom. Kahalayim la Yahabashim Yashab Bashar Kakudash. I'm double on Instagram some apostles. Thali Yashab for the strength in order to make this video as well. And Shalom to you brothers as well, man. Once more. It's been a brother Ratazar Racha Halawaya.